Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Refuge from Narcissism. No contribution with this video. Well, the last video about the 10-year-old and the abortion has got some of the baby killers up in their feels. Oh, are they upset? And I figured it would be. Okay. And I got a comment here that, was posted about 30 minutes ago. Clary is the name. Okay. Account was created in August 30th, 2022. So probably somebody I've already had to eliminate from my channel. And they write, just remember, Ollie. And then remember, this is about the 10-year-old who was raped by the illegal immigrant, whose mother then said that she's fine and the guy didn't do anything. The guy's innocent. Clary writes, just remember, Ollie, you always refer to any female who's had an abortion as a murderer. Must be nice for this little girl to grow up knowing how people like you view them. You really are a monster, aren't you, Clary? You really are. And everything that's wrong with society today. Anybody who's followed me for any period of time and has heard me speak on the abortion issue, and this is something that is deep-seated with me, okay, has heard me say, I don't blame any young girl who gets an abortion, the first one, because there's people like you out there who just lie, who minimize life and say it's nothing but a clump of cells. You're liars. Telling these young girls, oh, it's not a life, it's a clump of cells, it's meaningless, it's a nothing procedure, so on and so forth. When you know that's a lie. Now, the people I refer to in a negative way, where murderer, baby killer, okay? You're probably referring to the video I posted, I think maybe it was back in February, March, where a bunch of dried out old childless sows were having a rally down in Boca, or up in Boca. Women who have never had a child, never been pregnant, okay, and they're angry about it. And misery loves company, and they're out there just trying to convince as many young girls as possible not to have children, to keep this abomination going. I have never, ever, ever blamed a young girl, and especially would not blame a 10-year-old for having an abortion ever in my life. It's bloodthirsty demons such as yourself, Clary, who I am talking to. You're a monster. You're a murderer. I will never, for the life of me, understand this need, this absolute unhinged desire to worry about aborting a pregnancy that you don't even have right now. That you don't have, and by the looks of most of you, will never get. And that's what it's really about. It's not your womb you're worried about. It's that pretty girl's womb you're worried about. It's not your happiness you're worried about. You're far past the days of being happy about anything. It's that pretty girl's happiness that you can't stomach, that you can't see. See, these people, these abortion activists, aren't worried about abortions for themselves. Most of them are too fat, too ugly, or too old to worry about ever getting pregnant. No. It's for that pretty girl. It's for that girl who has a future, that girl who can have a family, and a girl who can find happiness. That's who they want abortion for. Because misery loves company. And this isn't a religious thing with me. It's not. I think life is valuable, not because it's religion, not because Jesus or God told me this. No, I've told this story several times. I remember distinctly, and I'm sure my ex-wife still has Erin's first sonogram, where at 10 and a half, 11 weeks, that girl, you see her distinctly in the womb with her hand like this, sucking her thumb. And you can make out the hand, you can make out how the hand was sitting on her face at 10 and a half weeks. And that girl did not get her thumb out of her mouth, okay, for about 9 years after she was born. She sucked her thumb relentlessly. And she started that in the womb at 10 weeks. Don't tell me it's not a life. Don't tell me it's not a person. And don't tell me it's some religious zealotry of why I think that way. And don't tell me it's because I want to subjugate women and I want to keep women under control. No, I think that's a child. I think that's a life. And I know firsthand that very early on in the womb, that child already has human characteristics that they are going to carry with them for the rest of their life. I've seen it firsthand. Not to mention the countless women I have talked to on this channel who have gotten abortions and have said it fucked up their life. It changed them irreparably forever. I'm sure the rape of the 9-year-old was probably far more traumatic than having than the abortion was. I'll give you that. Do I think a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old should be forced to carry her mother's boyfriend's 27-year-old boyfriend's child? No, I don't. Do I still think it's kind of unfair to the child? Yeah, I do. But I would not subject a 10-year-old to that. I wouldn't subject a 15-year-old with that. I wouldn't suggest a minor child to that. I'm not even sure I would subject an adult woman to that. Depends on the situation, I guess. I mean, if it's a full-on attack, like as an adult, if it's a full-on attack, okay, somebody breaks in, you're grabbed, you're forced, you're held down, yeah, okay, I can agree with it. I still don't think it's fair to the child, no. But if this is another type of situation where a woman puts herself stupidly into a position, gets drunk, does something stupid, okay? Not saying that rape in any type of any kind is acceptable. It's not. It's not. But in those circumstances, I still have pretty much a little less sympathy for the abortion at that point. Do I still think she should have one? Probably. Though it's not fair to the child, you know, that child will be carrying around a rapist DNA. And that doesn't necessarily mean the child would become a rapist. But the possibility is there. This is dark. This is ugly subject matter. I got it. But don't go around making accusations that I accuse every woman who had an abortion of being a murderer. I don't. I have a very nuanced stance, though my stance is out there, and I don't have a problem telling you what it is. No, not every woman who has an abortion is a murderer, because young girl, they don't know. They don't know. They've been lied to. They've been getting lied to. You're hearing it from the government now. You've been hearing it from the government and anybody who will listen. This is just a clump of cells. It's no big deal. And understand something, the Supreme Court didn't even make a ruling that it's a life, that these women are wrong. No, all they're saying it's a state's issue. All the Supreme Court did with Roe v. Wade is said, this is not a constitutional issue. This is a state-by-state issue that needs to be put to a vote of the people. That's not good enough. No, that's not good enough for these feminists. That's not good enough for these fucking walking sea mammals. Understand something. People like you aren't worried about abortions for themselves. You're worried about that woman that you think is better than you. You're worried about ruining somebody else's happiness, because it's happiness you'll never be able to find on your own. And here's the thing. If you were just a little bit nicer in life, maybe took a little fucking pride in yourself, a little care yourself, put down the friggin' bonbons and gravy fries, maybe you wouldn't be so miserable. But that takes willpower, self-control, and a little bit of work. And it's far easier to destroy somebody else's happiness than to fix your life and achieve your own, isn't it? Clary. What a joke. All right, guys. I'm going to leave it there. So, good day of videos. I hope to hear. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like me to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with either the Cash App, Zelle, or PayPal links, and my email address in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Take care, everybody.